Welcome to another Shot Podcast, where our opinions might be real, or it could just be the liquor talking. Sit back and enjoy another shot.
You like that one, Kat? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Shot Wednesday night open bar. Always fun and always unpredictable, including tonight where we've had multiple guests that have came, they've gone. And now it is just me and this beautiful young lady with the silver hair behind the screen that I love so much. Is that what they consider a backhanded compliment? Can you say it's still meant in love, though? I mean, honestly, when you think about it at the end of the day, we all love Miss Kitty Cat, and you know it, guys. But yeah, quick shout out to my buddy Hoop, who just showed up and then disappeared on us, but he did not show up empty-handed. You guys have seen it. I've really been tipping back my Oktoberfest already. And then my first pumpkin ale, and believe it or not, is one I have not tried yet that I can think of. I'll have to go back and look at the archives. We've had so many different ones. This is Blockhouse Brewing Pumpkin Ale. Spice and everything nice. So, as is tradition, whenever I am on here doing this drink, oh, wow. So, Kitty Cat, what's your take on pumpkin drinks, pumpkin food, pumpkin?
I love pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin spice.
We would have to be gentle with this one. This bad boy is 7 on a Richter scale. That is on the higher end of a beer, which is on average anywhere from 4.5 to 4.8. So when you get a 7%er, yeah. Mr. Arliss, welcome, buddy. Yesterday, the new drummer bought something you would like. Do tell. You know me, I love surprises. I love new things. And yes, Kitty Cat, you were correct, ma'am. Arliss, we were talking about the Bible the other day. I thought it was still out here. I'd forgotten at the time. I wanted to go ahead and take it in because we didn't have anything to do anything with the humidity out here. And I wanted to make sure that it didn't mold or anything happen to it. So, yeah, it's on the shelf. So I need to get that bad boy back out and start running some other drinks. But while he is letting me know what is going on there, wow. So, Kitty Cat, this is a Creighton, PA. Pittsburgh Brewing. So, we drinking local. 400th anniversary bottle of Bushnell 16 year. Ooh. So, I had just seen the other day. When I first... What's going on, Riley? When I first got into my Irish whiskeys, and this is way back in my early days, I got into Bushmilk. And what was fun about that was the only reason I was buying it is because, you know, when you're early 20s and you can buy whiskey, it's just like, yeah, I got Irish whiskey. It's, you know, this has got to be the high end stuff. I didn't fully get into it. I was not the biggest fan, believe it or not. I literally, so when I would buy a bottle, it would last me like months and months and months and months and months. Then I discovered Jameson. And that became my 100% go-to. And then coming back up here, we got Bushnell one night. They were out of Jameson, but they said they had Bushnell. So I said, fuck it, why not? And for whatever reason, So I don't know. Again, it comes back to the age. 16 year though. Again, this is where the experience comes into play. I do believe it is time to meet this gentleman and quite possibly just have to have him and whoever else wants to join us here at the bar. We need to come up with a, let's see, I mean, I was doing a play on both words. You know, we got Bill, we got Cat. Another shot just doesn't, another shot's bar. I mean, I thought about another shot bar. I really put some thought behind you and I talking that one night, looking at the lights. So I thought, what if we just did a play on word? I mean, so if you put B in front of cat, you get bat. Bat's bar. If you put cat in front of Bill or Catherine, however you want to say it, or Katrina, or whatever you want to say, you get kill. I'm going to kill the bat. It's simple. You kill the bat.
But it's a C, not a K.
You want to try and say sill then? It's still, it doesn't matter. It's still cat, you know, don't forget a C can make a S or K noise. So either way. Oh, you're going to do a name generator. The 16 years, really smooth, but didn't realize it's a 600 bottle. And we were doing shots. Oh. Well, 16 year for starters is going to be, you know, it's going to have more. It doesn't change the APV in it, but it definitely changes the flavor. So, I mean, what you're trying to say is you were doing shots with a sipping drink, which I've done too. Please tell me you guys have some left. I'm kind of chomping at the bit to that's another thing I'd like to add. Not only am I gonna, you know, and by the way, I remember what the other J was. Remember I said I'm looking for Jim, Johnny, Jack. The fourth J is Jose, and I'm not a Cuervo fan at all. I don't even know if that's real tequila. So we may just stick with the three J's. So at the end of the day, though, sir, you did enjoy it regardless. I would hope so. I am letting that Jameson actually, you know, enjoy its time in the canter and see what happens. So hopefully lightning will strike twice. Whoa. Oh, that's same message. Thank you. So anyways, for you folks that listen to us on Spotify, I do want to throw it out there real quick that Kitty Cat, I got quite a bit of it put on there, but in doing just the audio now instead of recording the whole video onto Spotify, which by the way, you can. So not only can they listen, I said that Jim, Johnny, Jack, and Jose. It's four J's, but you know, when you do the videos, it takes almost 20 minutes for them to fully upload. Well, first off, you got to download it. It takes almost 20 minutes. Then it takes another 15, 20 minutes just for it to upload onto Spotify. So that's why I've cut it down and done, but it still takes like 5 to 7 minutes to. No way! What's going on, brother? How's life down in the Florida? Hopefully the weather's better than what it is here. I tell you what, it is shit outside. We just blinked. There it goes. We're up to episode 17 of season 2. Hot and humid. Blue, what's going on, buddy? Hot and humid. You know what? Sometimes that's how you like your women, though. I mean, honestly. Speaking of, I don't know how the conversation came up today, Kitty Cat. At work. And, you know, Miss Kenzie didn't, you know, she dove into it, but she didn't fully get into it. I have got to ask a personal opinion. And John, this one goes out to you, buddy. So when you get a chance to watch it, he's constantly saying, you need a topic, you need to stay on topic. Okay, well, what better topic? What is your thoughts, Miss Kitty Cat, on pornography? Something we have talked about on here quite often, but never actually dug into. As a married woman, look at it from a married perspective and a single perspective. What's your thoughts on pornography? Yay, nay, fun, bum? Is it something you've ever gotten into? Sorry, I didn't realize you were getting ready to talk.
I don't think I really have a opinion on it.
Is your mic on because you didn't blip at all?
I don't
She-
think I have an opinion on it much at all.
Blue says fun. You don't have much of an opinion on it at all? You know, I'm not going to lie, and she's probably going to be embarrassed as all shit that I just said this, but Sarah actually had a good collection at one point. And the porn industry has definitely, it's definitely expanded. It's evolved, which everything does. You know, back when I first really started to get into, I mean, I am that kid that found it. Oh, what? You're not going to post that comment? Come on, don't be biased. Oh, it's yeah. So Blue says it's fun, but then you like loud moaning cat. That might be our next soundbite we need to put on here. Actually, I'll get a hold of Sammy Rose and have her give us one. Actually, for the fun of it, I'm going to see if Mackenzie will do a soundbite. And then we'll send it to the wizard himself, Mr. Ninja, and have him spruce it up. No. When I first, I first discovered it under the sink in the bathroom when I was like 5 or 6. My dad had the Playboys, and I think he had more than Playboys because I seem to remember some of them being, let's just say, way more on the naughty list than what Playboy was. So here's a good question for you and the people out there. Would you guys actually consider Playboy pornography? Blue says he was a Hustler fan. So you were all about the beaver hunt. And they all had their own little thing. Playboy had the Playmate of the month, and they did the Playmate of the year, obviously. Penthouse had the Penthouse Pet of the month, and of course they had to copy Playboy, and they did Penthouse Pet of the year. Hustler had the Beaver Hunt. All your adult magazines had centerfolds. Trust me, because at one point my bedroom wall was absolutely plastered with them. I don't know how my former love interests put up with it. There's a couple of them that kind of got, she goes, I had like Stephanie Swift on the wall. I had, autographs and stuff like that. And anybody that has been in here knows the famous picture of me and Stephanie Swift. That is another Where's Waldo in here. Oh, I see it too. Luckily, I don't think it is in full camera view. What's your thoughts on Playboy, though? That was always the that was a true gentleman's magazine, because Playboy didn't just have the naked pics. They had,
Very good articles.
they had the articles, in which, believe it or not, I did read the articles. I like to read up on the cars and the fashion and like the different colognes for men. I got into it. But here's what's nice about what's cool about Playboy. Playboy, their pictorials, they had the A-list celebrities, the ones that would not get nude on camera and on film would get nude in Playboy. So that in itself has to say something. It was very classy, is a good way to put it. But then again, I mean, like all good things, once he died, naked pictures, yes, Blue. Hence the naked magazine part. Sarah even got into Playboy because I was getting into them. I was a subscriber for years, and I first started really subscribing because of the WWE women, China, Sable. We got into the Diva search, and the first two winners turned around and did Playboy. But like I said, I mean, they were always the ones that had the A-list celebrities. Like Tia Carrera, she had a no nudity clause in her contract when she did a movie, but then turned around and did Playboy. Christy Swanson, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, guys, the original. She was also in The Program. She was in quite a few movies. She was becoming a big name in the 90s. She was in that Higher Learning. Again, another no nudity clause. But back when since I got off a little bit of track there, I guess the question was, I mean, did you guys think that like Blue said, they had naked pictures on there. Does that make it pornography? Because when I first discovered porn videos, I mean, it was they dabbled in some of the taboo stuff, which there was actually a film back in the 80s called Taboo. But Steve says no. Blue said no. He doesn't consider it pornography. It was quite simple back then, though. You had boy girl, you had girl girl. Yes, they did have boy boy back then, but that's about as simple as it gets. And then as it went further in, then all of a sudden, in the 90s, you started seeing like what they considered gangbangs, and well, it's porno talk. What a shocker. What's going on, brother? I was going to get onto yours, and I ran out of time, brother. So I apologize for not popping on there tonight. Hopefully we'll be seeing our boy 6ix9ine tomorrow night for our Thirsty Thursday sports talk. We got some stuff to talk about, especially when somebody's prediction came true. We're going to do a quick spoiler, something to look forward to tomorrow. One, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, on the last day of training camp, has an undisclosed injury. He didn't even make it to regular season. So we will definitely hit on that tomorrow night. But, I mean, again, porn, like, evolved. And then, you started getting the gangbangs, and you had Miss Houston, who was famous for, I think it was 500 in one day. Holy crap, what is going on? Oh, these guys, I tell you what. There is going to be a time set up, folks. So do not be surprised if you get a link in your email for all you guys to come on. I cannot wait to have them on and meet every one of these ones. Resist the Temptation. Awesome band. Guys, they still listen to it. We were listening to it again today. It's funny that one song that I played at work is now on people's playlists. So you guys are just in time for our porn talk. But I mean, looking at it today, Mr. 69 says, great sound. Oh yeah, dude, anytime. I mean, honestly, when it comes to music, I've always been more on, I'm a fan of all music, but more times than not, it's rock. My sister hooked me on metal way back in the day, obviously Metallica, Overkill, Warlock, Halloween, Iron Maiden, those guys, and then it progressed, obviously, but man, back in the early 2000s, back when it was still, you could find porn on the internet. There you go, 6ix9ine, brother. A little recognition for you. I discovered they had 4 of them that were huge, and that's when, who remembers reality porn? They had MILF Hunter. I think the one was called Cash for Sex, We Live Together, and then there was one other one I can't remember. It might have been Bang Bus. And they always had these little, like 2-minute long snippets. And what the reality porn was, Skinamax. Okay, so now you're digging into soft core, which even that like really was just, it teetered on the edge. It was just the tip of XXX, we'll call it. But reality porn became a huge thing where, the Bang Bus would just roll up to like random women, or like in We Live Together, that was the girl on girl action. So they were supposed to be a bunch of roommates that would just go out and randomly pick up a woman on the beach, bring them back to the house and talk them into sex. Bang Bus, they would pay for sex. MILF Hunter, he was always looking for those ones that were on a little older side, but they weren't supposed to be actresses. They were supposed to be real people that they just went out and found and brought them in and did their thing. So, nowadays, Jesus God, you could find what? I seen it said best in like a little meme. If you're still paying for sex, or if you're paying for sex, if you're paying for porn, you don't need to be on the internet, is basically what it was saying. I can't remember the full quote, but it has progressed so far now that the number one selling porn sites, or the number one downloaded porn, is Stepmom. When did that become a... It's okay. So to be fair, Kitty Cat's giving me the look on her face. It's the joke always was, you got a hot stepsister. Well, she's not your real sister. So hot stepmom.
You said stepmom, and I envisioned my stepmom about puked. That's all.
No, but now, and the fun thing was, like, I don't think OnlyFans originally started off as a porn site, but now it's more known for its pornography, amateur porn. The ones you don't see. Now you got these streamers that get on there and, college kids are doing it to make their way through college, and it's such a heavily saturated. But originally, like, chefs would get on there and do their secret recipes, or they'd get on there and they'd show you the stuff that you don't get to see on a show. Actors and actresses would get on there and do like one-on-ones with people.
Well, that was a big thing way back when Playboy started. A lot of the girls that posed for Playboy were doing it for the money to be able to put themselves through school.
The regular pictorials, yeah, I can see, yeah, like when they did the girls of the ACC or the Big Ten, like everybody looked forward to the college editions, which technically a lot of them, even though they still had to get permission from the schools. So for Playboy to come in there and, I guess you could say proposition people and give them the opportunity, they still had to have permission through the schools, because it wasn't all that long ago that there was actually a couple of amateurs out of Arizona State. They got on the casting couch. As it turns out, they were aspiring porn starlets anyways. They were wanting to really get into it. They made the mistake of showing their school ID on camera, and both of them got booted. There's been girls that have been in college that have done Playboy or done Penthouse or done Hustler or any of these other magazines, and then got kicked out of school. So I mean, there's still rules that have to apply. And bear in mind, when we got the Big Ten, you only get X amount. Like they would do like one or two from one school, one from another. There was a reason behind that. Because the school saying, hey, we don't want this type of publicity. What's he got? Snapdragon. Yes, you brought that up before. Pamela Anderson's very first movie, which was Snapdragon. That was pre-breast augmentation and, lip filler and all that other stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was before Baywatch, too. She was extremely young. Which, here you go, Blue, since you're a big Pam Anderson fan. What show was she originally cast on and then replaced by Debbie Dunning? Let's see how good he is. That show went on forever. You can still catch the reruns today. You can't think of it?
He ain't gonna be able to know that.
Huh?
He won't be able to tell you that.
Do you know the answer? How about anybody else that's in the chats? Steve-O, resist. Guys, feel free to, chime in and let me know what you think. If I'm not mistaken, that also preceded. No, it wasn't Lifeguard. It was before Baywatch. She did one other show, and she was on there for, if I'm not mistaken, 1 or 2 seasons before being replaced by Debbie Dunning. It sparked the career of quite a few people. And you discovered you could love a character by just seeing him from here up. If that helps. Barbed wire. Negative, sir. So I'm sure a lot of people have already pulled out their phones and are like, okay, let's see what it was. Guys, this was an easy one.
Oh.
It was Home Improvement.
Pamela Anderson was actually started out as the tool girl
On Home Improvement. Now,
the tool man Taylor.
I cannot remember her name in that movie or that show, but
Heidi.
was it Heidi?
Heidi.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
And then she went on to be CJ in Baywatch. And it was in Baywatch that she really took off. And then came Barbed Wire, or as our boy 6ix9ine up there like to say, Home Improvement. Good call, brother. I know exactly who he is.
Okay. Hi. I don't know who you are, but hi.
Mm. Imagine that somebody that works in a garage knows
Home Improvement.
what a home improvement was. I think
Right.
every mechanic was a home improvement fan.
Riley probably could have answered that for you too if he wasn't working.
But yes, after that, she became known for CJ on Baywatch, and then she went on to do a lot of Skinamax movies. And my personal favorite was Raw Justice with David Bradley. And yes, she had a couple pretty, let's just call them some pretty good scenes in that particular one. As Steve would put it, I ruined a lot of good tube socks over that movie. But seeing as how at the time I could not, porn was such a big thing. I was that dude that, who remembers a cable box? How many of you out there remember the cable box? We're not talking to rabbit ears. You had the cable box. If you got cable, you either got it basically like what the internet is, or you had a little box, you had to turn it on, and you flip through the channel. You could do the remote or flip through the channels on there. Obviously HBO, Cinemax were, Showtime, all those were paid subscriptions. But sometimes those cable boxes were so good, you could get the scramble. I mean, even though it was scrambled up enough, you could still see just enough. Yes, I was that kid. And then later on, once, satellite came in, I was real big on, it's probably in the box somewhere. I'm sure you'll find some of the VHSs that don't have any labels on them. They're going to be a mixture of music videos and not even the whole movies on some of them, just certain scenes. Oh yeah, I became a girl on girl perv.
Shocker.
I know. Who would have thunk that one? So I would sit there and, you could always tell when it was about to happen. So I have, how some people would get on there and do the MTV videos, just pick the ones they wanted. I had Skinamax movies where I would just have girl on girl action. And then I discovered the fun world of the adult video stores. Yes, I said it, folks. Video.
I honestly think I'm losing brain cells tonight.
Say again? Not worth it? Nah, it was a good time, though. I mean, again, I go back to the whole youth thing. That's just... I can honestly say, I mean, as bad as this is going to sound, porn has been a big part of my life for a long time. Dude, I mean, you couldn't even watch... And I think I was actually talking to a few of the guys at work. My mom, back when these videos first came out, would not let me watch certain music videos. One of them being Motley Crue's Girls, Girls, Girls.
Shocker.
Well, here's the problem. And I didn't learn this till later on. There was two different versions. And I think MTV slipped up and played one of them, the bad one time, where they actually did show nudity. The dancers on there were, they flung them out. But that's Motley Crue for you. I mean, again, as you like to say, shocker. The other one, believe it or not, was George Michael's I Want Your Sex.
Yeah, that one was banned in my house.
Well, look at the irony of that one. All his music, all his videos were geared more towards women. even in that particular video, he was seducing women. And I mean, who remembers Careless Whispers? He was talking about, hooking up with a girl. When behind the scenes, turns out, he was
very fine fellow.
He was playing for the opposite team.
He was a very fine fellow.
So that's where it really gets. I mean, before we dig in any more into this, I did just now realize we have to take a quick break, guys. So since they're on here, I do believe it appropriate that we go ahead and play. We do have it on here, correct? I thought I had downloaded it. Wow.
You told me you did.
It should have been on here.
But I'm not seeing it.
Well, that'll have to be remedied. So on that note, I guess we will not be playing that particular song. I was hoping to. But let us go ahead and I know one we do have on there. This is by another artist that, where's that one? There it is at the very bottom. Cool. This is Miss Jessica Riffle, and this is her tribute to Mr. Ozzy Osbourne called Prince of Darkness, Shine On. Guys, we'll be right back. Enjoy the music.
From Birmingham streets to the world stage light, you howled at the moon in the dead of night. A madman with vision, a rebel so raw. You broke every rule, yet we watched it all. The voice of Black Sabbath, the Godfather's flame. You gave metal the heart and the wildest name. Through shadows and storms, you still took the crown. Now the world feels quiet since you're not around. Shine on, Prince of Darkness, your echo remains in every riff and every scream that still shakes our veins. You walk through the fire, live loud and unchained. Ozzy, you're take your soul. Now the mic's gone silent, but your story's still told. So sleep now, dear Ozzy, your time here is done. But your music and mayhem will forever run. We'll ride the crazy train to the end of the line. Long live the legend, the madness, the show.
Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is another Shots Wednesday night open bar. Always fun, always unpredictable. If you guys got a topic you want to talk about, bring it up. Or otherwise, we're going to continue on with the normal bar talk. And as our boy 6ix9ine, what a shocker, we're talking about porn tonight. I don't know. When you think about it, I mean, that industry really, I mean, it dug into video games. I had one that was called, I think it was called Hard Rain for the PS3. And there was, you know, a woman in the shower, and it was showing like everything, like they panned from her feet up. I mean,
Well, heck, in GTA, you can go into a brothel.
you could,
You can get into a strip bar. You can get a lap dance. You can get, yeah.
you can have sex with a prostitute in a car.
And they actually show.
You see the car bouncing. But when, I mean, but that's the thing though. Sex, honestly, sex sells. That's probably why you see a lot of, like, you know, you see Facebook, YouTube, they are very, you know, Instagram toes the line. X, you can show whatever the hell you want. TikTok,
No.
I don't even know. I mean, some of these, like, I know Twitch is another one of those that has a, you know, you even have to watch what you say on there, on that one as well. Discord, we still got to toy with that one and have some fun with it and see what's going on. But I mean, I know, here's that word again, shocker. Oh, well, hell.
Long time no talk to. I miss you.
I came in either at the wrong or right time. It depends on yeah, your perspective on this, sir. Let's what are the rules up there in that land to the north of us? Sex sells was the first thing I heard coming in. The topic tonight is porn and its impact on basically everything. So I have noticed this since he's on here. This kind of inspired this one. A lot of the actresses you see, especially in today's movies, that love to get nude. If you look up their IMDb, their Wikipedia, whatever,
They're Canadian.
they always say Canadian actress. So I'm assuming the industry is pretty solid up that direction. But that, bear in mind too, we also, whenever we film movies anymore, where do we go? We go to Canada. I know that subject. I used to work at it. Wow, I did not see that one coming. Of course, neither did he. He's probably said that on multiple nights. Like, dude, come on. No, sorry, buddy. Love you, Dan. Welcome back. Good to see you. So I mean, is it as thriving up there as it is here? Because like I said, I mean, if they get nude on film, chances are it says Canadian actress. I mean, even over in Europe, I mean, you want to talk about like some really crazy, wacky. I mean, but nudity over there is so widely accepted. It's unreal. And then you got my favorite is, I don't want to say it's Japanese because I'm not 100% on it, but it's either Japanese or Chinese porn, Asian porn of some sort, where they actually blur out the genitalia so you don't see it all happening. The famous money shot in the end is blurred, it's pixelated. But I mean, if you want to see the raw dog, but then again, let me touch on that one again. Asian porn, man, they are out there. We're actually extremely conservative with our stuff here, whereas over there, not so much. I've seen some pretty wild stuff that I really don't want to fully get into because some of it actually made, it's gotten to the point where I've actually turned it off. Like it's too raunchy. I can't get into like, who remembers the famous Two Girls, One Cup? How guys, how do you jerk off to that? I mean, you've got to have a really bestiality. It was fun to watch. We would laugh at stuff like that, but it's not something that I use to, deposit in the spank bank. I just, there was just a lot of the stuff over in Europe I could not fully. But Kitty Cat, you've been awfully subtle tonight on your thoughts on it. Did you ever partake? Did you ever get online? Maybe you were just bored one time, have a few movies yourself, maybe. Obviously, I mean, most of the people that are in the chat have.
There's a difference.
Okay.
Male, 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 male. They're all men. They're all men.
Okay, so to be fair on that, if we watch the analytics, most of the females don't get on till later.
Okay.
They'll watch after the fact or something.
This topic, we have a mutual friend that you could probably talk in depth with.
Okay.
I am not one of those. Joking around, kidding around, when that's not on. But to get personal about that's, to me, it's a private thing. I leave that between me and my partner.
Your curtain?
My partner.
Your partner?
Yes.
Well, he doesn't mind sharing, apparently. So
No, he's an open book.
But then again, you've also said you're an open book. So is that a chapter? Did I finally find a chapter that you will not read into?
Not while that's running.
The fan? Ah. So we've hit that. I got you, girl. I got you. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, not so much today. I mean, I still do like dabble in it here and there. I guess a good question is, I mean, there's a lot of women, especially when they're in relationships, that aren't a fan of it because to them, they feel like that's cheating. They're considering oh, you're looking at these other women, you're thinking more of them.
Oh no, heck, Blue and I were married October, November, December. 3 months. Just married for 3 months. And 2 of his buddies decided they wanted to take him out for his birthday. They told me where they were taking him. I handed him $20 in ones and said, "Here, go have fun."
And you know what? Sarah is actually kind of cool with that as well.
I know he's coming home to me. He can look at whatever he wants to look at out there in the world. I don't care. I know my man. I know he's faithful. I know he's coming back to me. So whether he goes out there and looks.
So you don't mind if he's like sitting on his phone at some point? Like all guys anymore, we like to sit down, and when we're doing our bathroom, we get out our phone every now and then. So I'm like, let's look. I look at it as when it comes to pornography in a relationship, pornography, what it boils down to at the end of the day is fantasy. So, maybe subconsciously that's a way to, like, especially if you're watching it with your partner. I've tried to talk my wife into sitting down and falling asleep, maybe turn a little something on, see what's up. But honestly, when she goes to bed now, it's lights out. Unless I go right to bed with her, she's usually lights out. That's actually false. I've gone in there many a times, like, all right, I'll be right in, babe. Let me get my shower. I'll go in to go grab my stuff. And she's sitting there on her phone. But she's Amazoning. She's, that's her way to kind of wind down. Some people read a book. Others get on their phone for a minute. Or in my case, I'll get on there for what I think is a couple minutes, and it turns out to be an hour, 2 hours. But no, I mean, I honestly have nothing against pornography. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've looked at some of the different techniques, and I've openly admitted that, I picked up on this little trick here. What do you think? And it worked. So I don't know. I can understand that point if it was something that was on a daily, if they're sitting there, side by side on the couch, the first thing they want to do is pull up, porn instead of sitting there having a conversation, or, hey babe, check this out, or something like that. But I mean, the occasional here and there, I personally don't see a problem with it, because like you said,
But it's to each its own. Some people think it is absolutely, totally inappropriate to watch something like that.
well, and then here's the other fun thing. The debate over the years has been, it objectifies women. Well, it's not like they're going out and saying, you have to come and do this. A lot of them that come in to the industry, they go in on their own accord. A lot of them. I'm not saying all of them. There's the, we all know the story of she was in Crybaby. Dang it, why can't I think of her name right now? They had to yank a lot of her stuff off the shelves because she ended up turns out when she got into the industry, she was underage. She was only, of course, I mean, Tracy Lords is who it is. I've heard she was only 14. Steve said it. It's Tracy Lords. I've heard she was 14. I've heard she was 17. I heard she was 16. Either way, there was a fake ID used, and you know, she wasn't exactly really wanting to get into it, but then she was seeing the money. So after she became of age, she stuck around for a little bit, but then she went mainstream movies. So, I mean, to say it objectifies women, they go in on their own accord. They voluntarily walk in and say, hey, you know, I'm kind of interested in this. And
Not all the time.
I didn't say all the time.
A lot of women will go in and the different what are they called? You picked tonight, my brain's not functioning. What do you call it when you go try out for something?
Oh, you think they go in there on false pretenses, like they audition for like modeling
audition, yeah. And
hence the casting couch, they call it. But you know, as it turns out, it was the casting couch where those girls showed their ID, and that one kind of got in trouble. There's net video calendars. Reality porn is not exactly reality porn because I've watched it many times, and the actresses you see on there will end up in something else further on down. But at the same time, as soon as they say, hey, so we'll pay you more money to get naked for us. I know you came in here for like a photo shoot, but if you do this, we'll pay you more money. They still make that decision and say, okay, well, I'm going from $500 to $1,500.
But that's them preying on one naive.
Go ahead, keep going.
Naive people, as well as you don't know what situation that person's in when they go in. They're looking for an acting gig. They need the money. They could be homeless. They could have a child at home they're trying to support, and they have no other options. So they go try out for this. Okay, you have a chance to make $500. Well, that's going to get me diapers. That's going to get me this. That's going to get me that. Well, then all of a sudden, well, if you do this, we'll pay you this amount. They offer them so much more money. They don't, at that point in time, you're not thinking of the repercussions later down. You're thinking of the now. $1,500, that'll pay my rent, that'll get the electric on, that'll do this, that'll do that. But when your child turns of age and sees, oh my God, my mom was in this video, they don't think of how that's going to make that child think.
Okay, but that's with any of them, though, when you think about it. That's any of them. At the end of the day, they are giving. Let's go ahead and hit that comment real quick. It's not the youngest actor, Brooke Shields. So there was also Blue Lagoon that really kind of.
That was big controversy.
Yeah, she didn't show full nude, but it was like right there. They strategically placed some stuff. I got one even better. The movie American Beauty. One of the main stars in that did a well, not a full frontal, but she went topless in that window scene. She was 16 years old. Had to have parents' permission. The parents were on set. I mean, they went through. Thora Birch was the one. And she's never done another nude scene since. That was also more known for, well, at the time was more known for the girl from American Pie getting on there and Kat is right, and it's unfortunate the women have to turn to that for income, no matter how lucrative. It is unfortunate that that is such easy money. Yes. But at the end of the day, look at the ones that turn to selling weed. I've heard this one. It's quick, it's easy, it's not hurting anybody. Or they sell pills. When you're hurting, at least that one is legal. So let's go that route. Number
To
two,
a
they
point.
still
To
have
a
that
point.
choice.
It's legal to a point.
As long as they're 18, yes, that is legal.
But how many girls go out there and see that kind of money and they go get themselves a fake ID?
Well, back in the day, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Today, it's a little harder. Oh, you can give me that look all you want. Trust me, I've done the scan machine enough times. Trust me. We know. But now porn is free. Strip clubs have probably declined. I don't know on that one. All I know is I still hear tons and tons and tons of advertisements for Spirit Rhino, cheerleaders. I'm sure there's still the underground runs like the Cricket Club that let's just say they get hands-on. And I can almost venture a guess if I reached out to my people up here in Williston in the oil fields, yeah, the dancers in there would come from all over. We've had them from South America. They'd come over from Michigan. They follow where the work is. The fact is, and I hate to say it this way, even though they're hurting for money, I understand. It sucks, but they still make that choice. They still agree. They can always say, I did not sign on for nudity. We should do a instructive study and gather data. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Honestly. Going in and start just like interviewing the dancers. So why are you doing this? How's business? Nah, like I said, at the end of the day, guys, I mean, you have a choice. You really do at the end. And it might be a hard choice to make. You might be at rock bottom. You're right, different circumstances. But when the money's there, you still make that conscious choice to go, okay. Now, the ones that aren't in the dire situations that go in there for the modeling gigs, and they say, hey, take our clothes off or take your clothes off. We'll give you $1,500 as opposed to $500. They're still making the choice to do it. Everything we do has repercussions. Everything we do has I had a word. What's that big word?
Again, I don't have a brain tonight, so you're lucky I'm saying anything.
Repercussions is the best one we can use. I mean, they're everything we do, everything, whether they're good or bad. So, I mean, some of the viewers may not be commenting because they had bad things happen to them in their life. Well, I mean, yeah, that's welcome to the talk show world, dude. I mean, nobody is, again, just like this, nobody's forced to comment, but I know we got a lot of viewers. We got people that, come on there. And so, I mean, they can choose to chime in. They can choose not to. I mean, that's the choice you make. 6ix9ine, he didn't agree, which is fine. He didn't agree with me. He agreed with Kat. That's fine. Consequences. Thank you, sir. That was my word, the C word. And I've said it so many damn times. Thank you. How many times have I said it on here? Every choice we make has consequences, whether it be good or bad. So do the pros outweigh the cons? I mean, it's just something you have to come to grips with. And some people do. I don't judge. I'm not judging. They do what they have to do. So, yeah, I see that. It was towards the end, like we hit that little nerve right there, which is cool because that really got everybody involved. And I love having these type of conversations. You know, get different points of view. So at the end of the day, yes, Steve, porn made it back into the conversation, but for some reason, we chose to go the serious side of it. Is it fun? Yes. Is it for everybody? No. And again, that's one of those, that's where you guys can honestly say freedom of choice, freedom of speech on that one. So, on that note, guys, hell of a good conversation. Appreciate y'all coming on here. I want to thank Resist the Temptation for popping in for a second. Our boy Arliss, Dan, Steve, Blue. Am I missing anybody? Riley said hi real quick. Michael. There you go, buddy. I told you I'd come up with a good subject. Kitty Cat. Love hearing from you. Blue Wave. Guys, all of you, I appreciate each of you coming in here, throwing in your chats. Had a fun time. Tomorrow night, Steve-O, big man. Hopefully, if we see you on screen, cool. I'd love to have you in here. Dude, I got a pot of coffee waiting for you if you would like. We'll go that direction. But it is our Thirsty Thursday Thoughts and Shots, our sports edition. Loving us some Steelers. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. Sunday night weekend hangover is coming up. And of course, our Monday night bartender. Guys, thanks each and every one of you for coming on here. Chiming in. These are the shows I absolutely love. May you always have water. May you always have bread. And be in heaven 10 minutes before the devil knows you're dead. Steve-O, when you do have a free chance, though, dude, I remember you're not the biggest pumpkin ale, but I think I found one. Guys, everything we say on the show is just our opinion. But then again, give me your favorite upbeat.
It could just be the alcohol.
I was waiting for the crickets. Steve-O, man, you have a good night too, brother. Always fun. Guys, we will catch you later.
Thank you for stopping in and listening to the Another Shot podcast. We shared some drinks, stories, and laughs. But it's time to say goodnight. Join us next time on Another Shot podcast.
If you're looking for a party, then man, have you found it? Now the shot is coming raw and unbounded. The whiskey's always talking and the beer's overflowing. Now the shot is gonna hit you with the mind overloaded. The bar is always open with no inhibitions. Another shot will leave your sensories twitching. Just remember, everything we say is just our opinion.